Issue 2 of the LEGO Explorer magazine has just arrived this morning. Stick around to see the review. Hey guys, and welcome to another video. So today's video is another magazine review. So as you can see, I've got LEGO Explorer magazine edition 2. This has come through the post this morning, and yeah, I'm going to take you through it. Obviously I'm going to show you the little poly bag that comes on it, and yeah, let's get into the review, shall we? Right then guys, so this is edition 2 of the LEGO Explorer magazine. So this is the second of the 3 that I signed up for the £5 kind of introductory offer. The first one, if you remember, was all about robots, and I'll leave a link above for you guys to check that out if you've not checked it out already. This edition is all about sea creatures and undersea, so it's a very underwater theme. As you can see from the polybag, there's an octopus polybag on front of it. And before I get into the magazine, I'll just give you my opinion on these. The first one that I got, I felt like it was aimed at children, and I think generally the LEGO Explorer magazine is generally aimed at children. However, having reviewed this second one, I'm actually beginning to think I think there's an element to it which may be aimed at AFOLs as well, and I'll explain that as we go into the review of it a little bit. There's certain elements within this magazine that I think yeah, maybe it could be actually aimed at AFOLs as well, but I think primarily it's aimed at children. So let's get into the review. So as you can see from the front, it's very I suppose aimed in terms of at children from a very colourful design. Most LEGO magazines like the LEGO City or LEGO Star Wars or LEGO Jurassic Park, etc., Jurassic World I think it is, they're all very colourful and kind of designed to like jump off the shelf, as it were. So keeping up with that tradition, the LEGO Explorer magazine is very similar. So the first 2 pages, as you can see, left hand side is what they're calling Hack Your Life, just basically showing you how you can build a underwater themed door hanger. Then on the right I have the contents, and then the next 2 pages, I think next two and a half pages, is all about giving a bit of facts about underwater creatures, about how they move underwater. I'm not going to go into the detail, but just give you a feeling too far, and then there's continuation of that. Then on the right hand side here we've got a page about the designer of the fish, if you remember, if you've seen those fish there, and they're telling you a little bit about how they were built, etc. So the next 2 pages are models that have been built by the LEGO design team, I think work on the LEGO Explorer magazine. So I think Nina, who is referred to here at the top, is one of the LEGO designers, and these are basically some of the builds that showing you how you can build underwater models. So these 2 pages are what I think probably more aimed towards the AFOL. So it's basically giving you like 4 different elements here and how you can utilize these in your builds. So a little bit about utilizing these parts in techniques of building, and I think this is why this magazine is not just aimed at children. I think there's elements of it aimed at AFOLs as well. And again, it's all the designers of the magazine and the models that actually introduce this to you. Now the LEGO Lab section this time round is all about underwater, and this particular focus is about whether or not LEGO floats or not. And here you can see a table here allowing you to check whether these pieces float, and then obviously the tick box here to say whether they sink or float. Next 2 sections are brilliant builds. So this is obviously builds done by the LEGO Explorer community, I guess, if you like. And obviously you can see here there's quite a few pictures of people that have sent pictures of builds in. Next 2 pages, on the left hand side you've got the brick bin. So this is more about readers sending in their models, and this is obviously the models that they're sending in aren't just themed on the current edition's theme, like underwater in this case, or robots in the first edition. It's just general builds. And then the right hand side is the first of the puzzles, bundle of bricks. Now the middle section, I'll just turn this around so you can see, is a pull out all about sharks. And as you can see here, this is the LEGO shark, and then a little bit at the bottom telling you about the different types of sharks of the world. The next 2 pages are, I think, an introduction to underwater exploration and how you can do that, and obviously using the power of Lego models showing you how we explore the ocean. And as you can see, here's a Lego submarine, and then continuing that on here on the page here is a diver, similar theme. The right hand side here is the offer to subscribe to the Lego Explorer, and I'm not an advocate for Lego or anything like that, but seriously I would recommend subscribing to this. I think it's better than the current Lego magazines that are out on the shelf, because they're very much, I think, comic orientated, a lot more puzzles, whereas this particular magazine seems a lot more build focused. So I definitely recommend for you guys that maybe have got kids. To be honest, even if you're an AFOL, I'd definitely recommend this. I'm even considering keeping the subscription going. The next 2 pages, if you remember from the last review I did for edition 1, there's a double page spread, if you like, on designing and doodling your own Lego model, and this is similar. Next 2 pages are all about boats, again keeping with the underwater theme, or the ocean theme, I guess. And this is giving you some techniques and some suggestions about how to build Lego boats. Now, the next 2 pages, again, these 2 pages lean me towards thinking this magazine may be aimed at AFOLs rather than just only children. Because again, it's the designers who are obviously involved in the magazine giving you tips on how to build better sea creatures. You could argue, well, that's for kids as well, but me personally as an AFOL, I would find this quite useful, especially if I was building an underwater scene. Next 2 pages is puzzle pages. I'm not going to go into detail, so I don't want to spoil it. On the left hand side here we have a, I guess it's like a challenge page really, and what it's saying is challenge your friends, and I guess yourself, to building sea creatures or underwater themed creatures, given a set of criteria. So for example here, super speed, expert level, etc. The right hand side are the building instructions. Now if you remember from the first edition that I reviewed a while ago, and what I liked about it, and they've obviously continued with it, is you can cut the instructions out and fold up to put away with the model, which is really, really useful. When you buy the magazines like the Lego City magazine or the Lego Star Wars, and obviously there's a little mini build on front of that, the instructions are built into the magazine and there's no kind of like cutting it out and keeping it. Now you could argue that the poly bags themselves aren't particularly taxing in terms of building, but I just like the idea that you can cut out the instructions and put them in a little bag to keep together. And then just inside the back page is you have the activity, which they usually incorporate on Lego magazines, and this particular activity is about making a sail. And then on the very back page is all about the next issue and what it's going to be, and as you can see, it is issue 3 will be exploring the medieval world. Again, me personally, I'm looking forward to that one because I quite like the castle. We've got a castle project coming up as part of my lug that I'm in, and I think that'll be quite useful to get some techniques from that. Anyway guys, that is it. That's this edition's review of Lego Explorer magazine. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the video, please give the video a big thumbs up. Please subscribe as well, because your support is amazing and I would like to continue receiving your support. That'd be absolutely awesome. And obviously don't forget to leave a comment below to let me know what you think to the video. Anyway guys, I'm out of here. I'll catch you later.